like LeBron. Like LeBron, though, or like Lonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do. Baby, please, think it through, drink it up, enjoy the view. MVP on my crew, Nike on my shoes. Might be sipping booze, slightly feeling loose. If I want it, then I have it.
All right, boom, boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. Hey guys, man, I'm super excited to do this show tonight. Man, I've got a great show tonight. I'm interviewing somebody who really has a great story. And again, hopefully this mic's working well for me. I want to see a comment if you can hear me and if my mic's working. All right. So anyway, if you're not familiar with the show, all right, the Warriors Quest show. I'm your host, Jared A. Brown, and I interview a living kidney donor every single Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's right, Lisa Baxter. Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. All right. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. We got Jim Myers. Thanks for tuning in briefly, and thanks for any shares. Jeremy Paracco, my co-host, couldn't make it tonight, but he's chiming in with some comments. Thank you. You can hear me. Good. All right. So again, if you're not familiar with my show, I interview kidney disease patients, chronic disease patients, people who are looking for a living donor, and I do that every single week. I've got so much passion in regards to helping people. And tonight, I have that opportunity. I've got an opportunity to interview a kidney disease patient with a story that you've got to hear. All right, she's from San Antonio, Texas. She and we met on TikTok, and she started commenting on some of my videos, and we kind of got some common grounds. And she started commenting on some of the things about dialysis. She started commenting about, different topics in regards to what we already talk about every week. And so I messaged her and said, hey, listen, if you'd like to be on my show, I'd love to interview you, get your story out there. And and help you like I have other people in regards to getting the information out to find a living kidney donor. So we're doing that tonight. We've got Kathy Mullen watching. Thank you, Kathy. Lisa Baxter, the lovely Lisa Baxter. And I want to thank Brianna Gonzalez for watching. Thank you for sharing Georgene's story. You're welcome. That's right. Hashtag kidney for Georgene. All right, man. Well, I am so excited to do this. As I said, I met Georgene on TikTok, and I'm excited to get her story out there. So anybody from San Antonio, Texas, or in and around that area, I know that Jonathan Traylor is, please comment below. All right. Come on. I want to hear some noise in the comment section, please. All right. Whether you're let me know. Oh, there we go. Jonathan Traylor in the house. Jonathan Traylor, hola. Jonathan Traylor, I am interviewing Georgene tonight, and she is from San Antonio, Texas. So comment where you're from. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. All right. But don't be stingy. All right. Don't be stingy. Share this. Share it. All right. You might be proud if you shared it. Share it. Sharing is caring. Here we go, though. This is what I do, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring on our guest, Georgene Ramos from San Antonio, Texas. All right. This kidney disease patient is looking for a living kidney donor. All right. Hey, everybody, please watch this. Let me know if you're watching this from YouTube. Let me know if you're watching this from Twitter, from Facebook. Let me know where you're watching this, and you can see me on one of those platforms with my green screen. I'm on TikTok right now. I'm also broadcasting live on TikTok, but I'm not using my green screen, so there's just a green screen actually behind me. And I've got some people commenting on my TikTok live. So anyway, please comment below where you're from. We've got people already. All right, Brianna, maybe she's from San Antonio. There we go. Yeah, Brianna is. And let me know if this is one of Georgene's friends or family. The Thelmag 447. All right. So drop a comment. Here we go. Steve, my brother from another mother is watching. Steve Belcher. There we go. Steve Belcher, Steve the kidney nurse is watching on his way home, he says. All right. Anyway, with no further ado, although, okay, this face isn't too bad to look at, I hope. I want to bring my guest on. All right. My guest is Georgene Ramos. All right. Again, I met her on TikTok. And I'm going to be interviewing her tonight. You won't see her on my TikTok live. So if you want to see me interview Georgene, please go to YouTube or Facebook, and you can find me as The Warriors Quest Show on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Here we go. I'm bringing in Georgene Ramos. All right, here we go. Everybody, please give Georgene a very warm Warriors Quest Show welcome. All right. And make some noise in the comment section. All right. Because we want to make sure that she has felt a bunch of encouragement and a lot of support. All right. So here we go. With no further ado, you know what time it is. All right, it's time for a VIP intro. Georgene Ramos. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, how are you? Can you hear me, Georgene? Oh, no, it sounds like we may have some audio issues again. I'm not hearing you. Can you hear me? All right, so let's do this. click on leave the studio. Leave the studio if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me, Georgene. Can you hear me? All right, I can't hear her right now, so hopefully until I can get her mic to work. If you could hear me, Georgene. All right, if you can, leave the studio, then come back. All right. She's frozen? She looks live to me. Jeremy says she looks frozen. All right, so Georgene, if you can, leave the studio and then come back. All right, I'm going to privately message her while we're talking. But all right, so while I'm typing her a message in the private messenger, all right, please comment below, all right, if you've ever been to San Antonio, Texas. I know we've got some kidney warriors who have been to San Antonio. All right, so yeah, we've got a bunch of people watching. I think friends and family of Georgene from San Antonio, which is awesome. I've never been to San Antonio, Texas, but I wish that if I do, live but no audio. Yeah. All right. Can you not hear her either? All right. Here we go.
Hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Hear you now.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
Yes.
Georgie, can you hear me? All right. There we go.
Yes.
There we go. All right. There we go.
Okay, you
All
can hear me,
right.
right?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Yay.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, I can hear you. All right. So, Georgene, man, thank you so much for coming on as a guest. I'm honored to have you as a guest on the Warriors Quest show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for
You're
inviting
welcome.
me.
I'm super excited. Every story is a little bit different. You know, every kidney disease patient, although there's a similar, there's a similar correlation because there's kidney failure. The story is like a snowflake. Each story is a little bit different.
Right.
And so I get excited every single time I interview somebody because it's always a little bit different. You know, we always experience things differently. You know, we're individuals, and so Jeremy Paracco, Jeremy here. I'm gonna put his name up here. Jeremy's asking what's her handle on TikTok, so I'm gonna show that. All right, because I've already saved that info. So anyway, every story is a little bit different, and yours, all right, yours may be similar but not the same, and everybody can chime in, and they can. If there's something that's similar, then they can comment below if they can understand and relate. And so this could be really good. I'm going to show your information here. So we met on TikTok. I've been trying to build my YouTube channel, and I've been streaming on Facebook since 2019, and it's 3 years now that I've been interviewing chronic disease warriors. And so, but I've been trying to build my channel, and Steve Belcher, my brother from another mother, who's Steve the kidney nurse on TikTok and YouTube, he really started to get me trying to urge me to do more on TikTok. So I have, and I've been trying to be pretty consistent, and that's where you and I struck a conversation, right? You started commenting on some of my videos, and giving me your feedback and comments about dialysis and things. So
correct.
So let's what I'd like to kind of have you tell the kidney patients that are watching and people that aren't kidney patients. Let's kind of get to know you a little bit. So where are you now? Where are you from now? And where did you grow up? Let's start just by kind of introducing yourself.
Certainly. Well, my name is Georgene Ramos. I'm 46 years old, born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas. I lived briefly for about maybe like 2.5, 3 years in Hawaii. I'm a mother of two. I have a daughter and a son. I have two grandbabies. I'm a grandmother.
Nice,
So
nice.
yes,
All
I have
right.
my grandson and my granddaughter, 5 and 4. I've been a dialysis patient for just a little over 3 years. I started January, I believe, of 2019. Um, and I started off as gestational diabetes. From there,
Okay.
from the gestational, it progressed
Interesting. Okay.
into type 2. From
Mm-hmm.
type 2, then it just kind of went from there. I think that it was really kind of just a strange kind of journey for me, because it was all, I have diabetes, but a lot of it had to do with genetics too. My dad was diabetic, and
Okay.
he was a kidney recipient,
Okay.
um, and he was literally like on the cusp of like 10 years before he received his kidney. I think he was right when he was about to hit 10 years of dialysis. He got that call, I think, like about a month before, and then he received his kidney. Anyway, he wound up passing away 2 years ago. Not
Wow. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry he
not
passed away.
yeah. Thank you, but it wasn't kidney related. It was pancreatic cancer that took him,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and yes, it was just one of those things. Unfortunate that it happened, and we were completely blindsided by that. I also have a brother. Unfortunately, my brother passed away 6 years ago. My brother was a undiagnosed diabetic as well. Um, we didn't find that out until uh, probably a couple of days before he had passed away.
Oh,
Numbers were just
wow.
kind of out of, the numbers were just out of whack. And because of that was a contributor to him passing away as well. Um, but yeah, it just like I said, I started off as with gestational diabetes, and
Mm-hmm.
then it turned into full blown diabetes, and just with time, it just progressively just got worse, and unfortunately, I had to be on dialysis. And when I found out that I had to be on dialysis, I had actually just came back from a trip. Uh, I just came back from Maui, and I just remember just
So you're
feeling
still living,
horrible.
you were still living in Hawaii at the time, huh?
Well, no, not necessarily. At that
Okay.
time, when my husband and I had gone to visit, we had already came back, and then we went to go visit. And when I was coming back, I just was feeling bad, just feeling really, really horrible. Was showing the symptoms, but I didn't really put two and two together. I wasn't really. I just kept, shrugging it off, like, no, no, like, it's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna walk it off. And I was swelling up really bad. My feet were like really the first signs of what was going wrong. I had just uncontrollable swelling. You know, I usually like make jokes, and just to kind of get the humor out of it. But yeah, I was kind of looking like Fred Flintstone there for a while.
Fred Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, it was bad. It was
Okay.
really bad. Um, there was just another sign was like having a really funny taste in my mouth.
Okay.
Uh, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it was just like a really stale, funny taste, and it didn't matter how many times I brushed my teeth and brushed my tongue, like it just never
Still
went
had it.
away.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came back from the trip, I had an appointment with the nephrologist. They did my blood work, and they wound up telling me, I'll never forget, the nephrologist told me, she goes, if my numbers are correct, like if I'm seeing this correct, you're functioning off of 3% on your kidney function. I need for you to go back, redo your blood work right now. So I went back, did the blood work. They came back again, 3%. So she started me right away on emergency dialysis. I remember the appointment was on a Friday. That following Monday, I had to check myself into the hospital, and it just all started from there.
Wow. Wow. So this is crazy. So it started out as gestational diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
and it and it just kind of it, it just kept on going and it
It
didn't
just kept
stop.
going. It didn't
Yeah.
stop at all. Exactly.
And
And even like when I had my son, um, and my son is my youngest, and I was actually induced 2 weeks early
mm-hmm.
because I was just, I think within like a 3 week range I started gaining like just 14 pounds, and the doctors had to put a stop to it, and they told me, well, what's happening is that your baby is growing at such a fast rate at the end. We need to stop. Um,
Wow.
so when I wound up inducing, they said, had you gone the full term, you're
Wow.
looking at a baby that was going to be born well over 11 pounds. When I had my son, he was 10 pounds 5 ounces.
Wow.
So
So
yeah.
what were your thoughts? How did this make you feel? Did you have more like anxiety and fear because of what was going on during this time? Because of where were your thoughts and how did this kind of were you kind of in kind of a still the shock sort of emotion or what were your feelings during this time?
At first it was kind of like, when the doctors were telling me, I was kind of, it was a slow motion kind of thing, like you had gestational diabetes, and I really wasn't absorbing it right away. But then after a while I realized, like, this is a lifestyle, this is going to be a lifestyle
This
changer,
is yeah.
because this is not where I can just go and do whatever I want anymore. That's not the case. Now it's going to have to be this way. Things are going to, I got to eat a certain kind of way, and drink certain things and stay
Mm-hmm.
away from certain things that I'm so used to. And it was hard. It was hard, and even now, even with dialysis, it's hard too, because you
Mm-hmm.
know there's a no list. That you can't have that. You can't have that. You can't have.
there
You know.
there is such a list, you're right.
Hmm.
But speaking of, getting information, I wanted to bring this comment up from Steve.
Hmm.
Steve and I are part of the Urban Health Outreach Media, and he's asked right here, did she get diabetes education? So during this time where it started out as gestational diabetes, what kind of information were they giving you about diabetes? And
Honestly, I don't even really remember like them giving me any like before it. I just remember after having my son, I went for the visit, the follow up, and the doctor told me, you have, now it's, the diabetes, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't like, we're gonna set you up, go to this class, and it was just telling me and then just kind of letting me on my way. And I was kind of like, well, what now? Really, the only at that time, the only education that I really got was really from my dad, because my dad was the one that had the diabetes, and he was like, okay, this is what we're gonna have to do. You have to
okay,
follow this diet, follow this, and he was really like the only one that kind of led me um, through this whole thing.
okay,
And then
mm-hmm.
especially when dialysis hit, um,
Was he
of
somebody
course,
that you could talk to because of
yeah,
he?
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, because he had already been there, done that. And when dialysis hit, I'll never forget the words. I was in the hospital, and he walked into the room with my mom, and he just, just grabbed me by the hand, and he says, we're gonna learn to cope with this. It's, it's not the end of the world. You're not the first, you're not the last, but we're gonna learn to cope with this, and we're gonna move forward. And here I am. I've throughout the 3 years that I've been doing dialysis, I've learned by my doctors now, and because I've learned to ask questions and speak up, because I have to be pretty much my own advocate. If I don't
Good for
ask, I'm
you. Good for
I'm
you.
lost. I'm lost.
Yes.
And I've certainly have come through incidences where I've had to ask. I'm like, wait a minute, because this doctor says this, and then this doctor says this.
You're like,
You know,
hold up, wait a
yeah,
minute.
that's
So
exactly what it is.
no, you bring up a good point, and I like that. Is that self-advocating? Because you know, uh, early on when we're children, we kind of adore and we have respect for doctors, and I'm not saying we should lose respect from them, but when when you are experiencing this, you know how your body feels better than anyone,
Correct.
and kudos to you for asking questions and learning more as you go
Hmm.
along, because again, as children, because of that respect that we had for doctors, we sometimes, I think that we just assume that they've got all of the right information, and they don't, respectfully.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
always do. That's why they do the best they can for the most
Hmm.
part. I'm going to generalize here, so I don't want to sound like I'm bashing doctors. They do, many of them are great people, and there are many good,
Yeah, it's true. That's
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, awesome nephrologists and many good vascular surgeons and
Hmm.
so on and so forth. But I think that it's awesome that you've learned to ask questions and be your own advocate. I think that's
Right.
awesome.
And I think that's kind of what I've encountered with other dialysis patients is that they just kind of take for granted, like, well, the doctor said this. Yeah,
Uh
but
huh.
you want to make sure that because it's for you, you need to make
Right. It
sure
is for
what
you.
And don't get me wrong, I've had several, not well. I had an incident where I had just gone for a doctor's appointment, and then I had made a comment about something, and they wound up going into the notes, and it turned out that there was actually a wrong test that was ordered for me. So, with that being
Wow.
said, they had to reschedule and redo the appointment. And it's little things like that that's why I tell other people that I meet that are on dialysis, like, hey, speak up, don't be afraid. This is your care. This is for you. You got to make sure that
Right.
you know, yes, we do trust the doctor, and trust me, by no means I'm not bashing anybody at all. We just want to make sure that everybody's getting, the right treatment that's for them.
Exactly, exactly. It's not that we want to create an environment of distrust or try to call them out that they're always wrong. It's just that
Right.
they are fallible. They're human.
They're human, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a margin of error, albeit in some cases very small, but they still speculate in some cases because they have to look at
Right.
the information and make a good decision. So we've got some great comments here, and so I want to just get to these. Great people watching,
Mhm.
and that are going through what you're going through, and also been through what you've
Mhm.
already been, what you're going through. So here we go. Here um, we've got Kathy Mullen. She says, "I liked my nephrologist, but my family doc don't like. I
Mhm.
listen to my nephrologist always. I feel comfortable with him. Maybe if you like one doctor over another, pick one you want to listen to. I mean, you've got to be able to make a decision, and I would say
Right.
if you don't feel comfortable with one, you don't have to stay with one. You
Mhm.
If you don't feel like you're getting great help, or you don't like the answers that you've been given, then try to find a different doctor, get a different
Right.
opinion.
And there's nothing wrong with getting a different opinion or
No.
second opinion. I've had to do that, on some other issues too, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I said, for me, like, I want to make sure that I'm getting the best, quality care that I can, and I always mention that to my other friends too. Like I said, that are on dialysis.
Yeah, you do want to be able to speak up and do it, of course, respectfully, so that you're doing it in a manner where it doesn't appear as though maybe you're
Mhm.
using vulgarity or using
Oh
words that
no,
maybe, yeah, that you're
no,
disparaging people. But yeah,
yeah.
speak up and advocate for yourself. I love it.
Hmm.
So we've got right here the lovely Verna Johnson, by the way, is watching. She's a kidney transplant recipient, and she's the one who said speak up for sure. I'm going to bring that comment up
Hmm.
again. Here we go, Verna. She is awesome. She's been on my show as a co-host, and I made a video. Oh, I lost the comment.
No one else
All
to
right.
trust.
Yeah. So yeah, Jeremy makes a statement here, and he and I have talked offline as well. Is that it sometimes can be a very lonely place.
Hmm.
Have Has that been? Have you ever felt that isolation sometimes? That that sometimes you don't have people that may indirectly, know exactly how you feel.
Um, yes, and it's unfortunate that sometimes, at times I do feel that way, especially like after, like dialysis patients are going to tell you it's a hit or miss. It's either you're going to have a good day or you're going to have a bad day. And especially when you have the bad days, bad days can consist of,
Right.
for me, they consisted sometimes of migraines, like throwing up at the center during treatment, massive like headaches, back pains, you're tired, you're drained. And those are the times where I feel by myself. I feel alone because I feel like nobody understands but the people that are in the center, because they know, when we're there at the center, we talk to each other, and, you know, uh, if we see one another sick, we try to lift them up, like it's okay, it's okay. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel bad. But once we leave the center, who, who's really going to understand, of course you're going to get that pat on the back or on the shoulder, like, hey, it's okay. Don't worry. You got a day between break, or, by the time you go again, but
But
it's not
do
the
they
same.
really know? Yeah. Do they really
Yeah.
understand?
And it's hard, especially it's hard in a lot of different aspects. Like I said, from the dieting to even like socializing, because I always see a lot of my friends, they're socializing, they're drinking, they're having fun. I want to have fun too.
Right. Yeah.
I want to be able to have that drink, and
Uh-huh.
and at times, I do. I'm not gonna lie, I do. But it's just kind of hard, because I jokingly, I tell my friends I'm like a gremlin. I come with instructions. Georgene can't drink after midnight. Georgene can't be out in the sun too long. She can't be exposed to the elements. She can't, and
Yeah.
I think sometimes that kind of scares them away. I that's where I feel like the isolation comes in. At times.
Right. Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a real
Mm-hmm.
thing. Jared about it. Other people have, and kidney transplant recipients still feel that same way, because
Mm-hmm.
even after transplant, you know, they they still don't have people that totally know how they feel, because their immune system's compromised, right? And
Right.
so
Right.
sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they're having, sometimes people still don't quite get it, and so it's
Right.
right? It's
Mm-hmm.
still going to happen.
And it's
Yeah.
not just that. It's like, even from like I said, like from the foods that we eat, like, everybody during the holidays, everybody's eating whatever, and I'm like, no, Georgene can't have tomatoes, Georgene can't have avocado, Georgene can't have mangoes, or, and I'm like, man,
Uh-huh.
this sucks, and even like I was
You feel
talking
like
to,
a buzzkill?
yeah, and it's, and the funny thing is, I think even when it comes to dating as well, like, I think that's hard, because I see myself as a package, and I don't know if any other dialysis patients feel that way. I sometimes feel like I don't know if I can find somebody that's going to be able to handle me. Like, well, I do dialysis, like I said, I'm like a little gremlin, and that's hard, because, some people um, are not able to handle that kind of, I guess, I don't want to say responsibility, but that whole thing that comes with dating
It
somebody who's dialysis,
Right.
because, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's hard for me to explain it. It's just a weird kind of, um, I don't know. I guess it's just me. It's just like a weird kind of feeling to get, um, it's like I said, like, it's like it's coming as a package.
Mm-hmm. It it's I think what other kidney warriors have said that I've interviewed already is that they feel like they've got baggage, and it's difficult to give that baggage to someone else, or to
Right.
even talk about it, because you don't
Right.
know quite if they're going to understand, if it's going to scare them away, or if
Exactly.
they're going to buy in, or you just don't know how they're going to
Or
react.
maybe that it's something that that it does scare them away, and they're like, hey, whoa, I think what it is that they don't really know what it consists of, what being a dialysis patient consists of, and it kind
Uh-huh.
of scares them off.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know. That's
Well,
where I feel the isolation.
And it's real. It is. So anybody else who has also felt that isolation, anybody else who has felt any sort of anything that she's already talked about, whether it's what she's talked about at dialysis or who's connected to, with her comments about diabetes, but please drop a comment. I want to talk about this comment right here, though. This fellow right here. We've got Philip watching right now from A Second Chance, and Philip has been in the hospital recently, and so I want to give a shout out to Philip from A Second Chance. I want to say please share prayers and good positive vibes towards Philip, and I hope that you're doing as well as you can. He's a kidney. He's a transplant recipient, and he's currently looking for a living kidney donor. So he's in my prayers right now. So
prayers for him too.
Amen.
Yes.
All right. So we've got some other comments here I want to get to, Georgene. So we've got Sabrina. Okay, you know Sabrina Gonzalez. She's
Hi,
saying,
Sabrina.
You have us rooting for you. So you've got some big fans. Yeah. All right, and so we've got Lisa Baxter was on dialysis for 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. She's a kidney transplant recipient.
Congratulations on that.
Yes, and she's a lovely person. She's an advocate. She gives back. Lisa is she's the host of her own show, the Lisa Baxter Show on YouTube. Wonderful person. I'm very blessed to have her as a friend. All right, then we've got Philip responding here. Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you and respect you, and I hope that you keep fighting because I know it's not an easy fight. I can only imagine.
No, that's not an easy fight. Even I know, it's not. Like I said, it's like even being on your show today is like, for me, it's like being like, finding me is like a needle in a haystack. I'm like, hey, so, and the thing is that doctors I know sometimes make it seem so easy. Like, well, you just got to find a living kidney donor. And I'm like, really? Like, that's hard. That's really hard, because it's not like you're asking somebody to take you down to the corner store. Like, hey, can you give me a ride? It's sometimes like for me, I feel like it's such a personal thing to ask. Like, hey, can you help me out with the kidney? And I know not everybody can do it. Not everybody can, because everybody has their own things that they're dealing with. I just try to fight, every day and make every day count. Start being on dialysis. That's one of the things that I learned. Don't ever take things for granted. It's just, live life to the fullest, because you just never know what's going to come.
You don't know. And I want to totally confirm that, because in the time that I've been advocating for people and interviewing kidney disease patients, I've had the wonderful opportunity to get to know people virtually. Sometimes I've never met them personally, but I've interviewed them, and I've spoken with them online. And when you do, you get a rapport and you connect with them. There's a real connection.
There is.
And unfortunately, just like I'm sure you know this, is that they don't always make it. They don't always make it. And that's why I want to confirm that. You don't always know.
That is true.
You don't. And so it's so important. So important.
It is, because I just especially at the center, at treatment center, there was a gentleman that sat next to me. And I just found out last week that he passed away the week before last.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
And that was hard, because I didn't really. Every time I would walk in, he was already asleep. Because we go early in the morning. My chair time is early in the morning. So every time I got there, he was asleep. But unfortunately, this gentleman always, not the majority of the time, but most of the time, he would always have seizures during his treatment.
Wow.
And it was bad.
And you saw this happening.
I would see, and I would see him sometimes have to be wheeled out through EMS. And when I asked, hey, where's Mr. So-and-so? They wound up telling me he had passed away. And, tears came to my eyes, because I was like, I've never spoken a word to this gentleman, but like I said, it's an unspoken bond that's there, because we all go through it. And that was kind of hard to hear,
I'm
And
sure it must have been. It sounds very,
it's
very tragic.
it was.
Well, I want to read this comment from Brianna. Brianna says right here, you have a beautiful soul, amazing personality. And although it sounds a lot like she's talking about me, I'm going to say she's talking about you. But yeah, she's saying you have an army behind you. You are not in this fight alone. And so let's talk about that. How important is it to feel like you've got people surrounding you? Take your time.
Sorry, it is important. Because it's a fight that can't be, ultimately at the end, it's a fight that you have to fight on your own. Because you have to advocate for yourself. And not everybody understands what you're going through. It's easy to get up, when you don't have, kidney failure. You have high blood pressure, you have high cholesterol, those things can easily be fixed because you can take your medication and you can move on. You can walk and jog and exercise and do all that stuff to control it, maintain it. But losing like a body, an organ,
wow,
it's a whole different thing. It's like, man, at times I feel like I'm a zombie or something. Like, really the only thing that keeps me going alive is the dialysis. And having that support from friends and family is one of the things that it really keeps me going. Like, there's really no other words for me to put it, because I can turn around and say, hey, I'm campaigning for this. Will you guys help me support this whole campaign? Yes, we'll help you, Georgene. Well, what is it that you need? Hey, share my story. You may not be able to help me physically, but hey, share my story.
Right.
When I put posts on Facebook, so having that support is always good, because you, Jared, may not be able to help me, but you know what? Maybe you have another friend of a friend who can help me, and that's where the support really comes through.
Great point. It's that's why I always say we're stronger together than we are,
Yes.
Alone.
Yes.
And we are, because we can do great things together. You're right. I mean,
Exactly.
It's the craziest thing is that, we can share to our Facebook page, Twitter, whatever, and somebody whom we haven't even, I don't know, had a conversation with in years, eons, maybe decades, sees the post, doesn't know you have kidney disease,
Right.
and could actually donate to you. And
Exactly.
all right, I don't want to. This is about you, okay? But I want to tell a similar story. This actually happened, and I know it can happen to you. Is that I was advocating for somebody who lives in my state, but nonetheless somebody who I advocated for, and I made a poster, and I made a video, and I started putting it out on Facebook, and someone who moved away, and didn't even know that this person whom I was advocating for, her name is Julie McKinstry, a person moved away and had no clue that Julie McKinstry had kidney failure, and saw the post, felt so inspired that she wanted to donate her kidney to Julie McKinstry.
Wow.
And so October 2019, because she saw the post I shared and made, she donated to her friend. And she had, again, if she hadn't seen that post, she wouldn't have had a clue that Julie McKinstry had kidney failure.
Right.
So you never quite know when, whose hand, so to speak, or whose online presence will see it if you share it. So sharing is so important. So if that doesn't lead to this, I don't know what does. Don't be stingy, you guys. Please share. Okay, let's get that information out there. Yeah,
that's exactly what I tell my friends on Facebook. Hey, I know not everybody can help. No. Well, let me rephrase that. Not everybody can physically help. Because like I said, everybody, or not everybody, but people may have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, whatever it is, and I understand that. I completely get it. But like I said, just the way you can help me is by sharing my story. So anytime I put something on Facebook, please share my story. Please share it. That's a way of helping.
It is. It is. And so, speaking of spreading the love, I want to share. I want to share this comment here. I thought it was him because he shared. He shared my TikTok video, my duet that I did with you on TikTok,
Okay.
and I think it's your son, Ivan. Is that your son? Okay.
Yes.
So, all right, I'm going to back up a little bit here, but there's a comment
I love you, son.
here. I think I missed it, but I think I can find it again. Here it is. All right, so he originally said hi, and I didn't know whom it was really coming from, but when I looked at the photo, it reminded me of the photo he has on TikTok when he shared that duet that I did with you, and
that's my baby. He's 21, but he's my baby still.
all right, yeah, okay, all right, and then he says right here in this comment, please tell my mom I love her. Awesome. If that doesn't warm your heart, if that doesn't warm your heart, I don't know what does.
I love you too, son. Thank you for watching.
So, everybody has their why in regards to why they want to live, why they want to keep fighting on a daily basis against kidney disease, and I can't speak for you, but I can almost see that one of your whys is your family. I mean,
yes.
You've got a lot of love for your family, and that's something great.
Absolutely. They are. I couldn't ask for a better family. I have my son and my daughter, and I have my grandkids. I have my mom. I also have my children's godmother and her girls, and they're all my biggest supporters. Without them, I really don't. I couldn't see myself forward, but my biggest joy is just hanging out with all of them. And if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the day,
whatever,
I take what I get, what I can. And most of the time it's always, every other day or every day that I talk to them, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, Jeremy here, his mother recently passed away, and so I particularly thought that your connection to your son would really that he would be connected to your emotions and what you're going through, and I'm still in awe of the love that is being shown here by not only Jeremy but Lisa and so many different people that are commenting, and I want to thank everyone for supporting and commenting, because we all know that if we show words of encouragement and support, that it also draws more engagement with YouTube and Facebook or wherever I'm simultaneously streaming this. It helps the algorithm if we're commenting and we're adding. And so please drop a comment if you can understand the love of a mother for her son and for her family, for her sisters. If you can remember that kind of love that a mother has for her son and you can relate, then please drop a comment. So Georgene, we've got a little time left, but I want to kind of talk about your modality. Right now it sounds like, if I've understood well, that you do in-center dialysis. So do you have a fistula, or do you have a graft, or how is that being done right now? Okay, it sounds like I've lost her audio. I'm not hearing her right now. Okay. So can you hear me, Georgene? There we go. So sometimes with mobile phones, if you get a phone call or some sort of a text message, sometimes it interferes with the way the audio works. So I'm going to bring her back in just a moment, but I'm going to show some of the comments right now that I'm getting. Lee, Kathy's comment right here. I know how I felt when I was told I had a match. I cried tears of happiness. I was told at work by my donor in my boss's office. I remember it like it was yesterday. And then we have a comment here. Prayers to you, Jeremy, on the loss of your mother. Jeremy is still dealing with it. Grief is something that sometimes never goes away. So my thoughts and prayers for Jeremy as well. But Margaret, the lovely Margaret Howell, thank you for watching. And thank you for your comments and sending prayers. Lisa Baxter, of course, I always appreciate you and what you do. Love your comments and your support that you give to all of my guests that come on the show. And all right, here we go. Jeremy, yeah, it does happen. So I'm hoping to bring her back in if someone else is watching, like for example, Ivan or so Shauna, thank you for watching. And if you can text message her, well, my hands are kind of busy and I can't text. If you'll please text message her and ask her to click on my link again and come back. We're almost finished anyway, and if her audio is so messed up, we've had a lot of material here already. And if you've gotten here already late and you haven't had a chance to watch this in its entirety, please play it on replay and watch this, because when she talks about there are a couple points in this interview where she got emotional, and I think it's important for anybody who's thinking about becoming a living kidney donor that they watch those scenes where she gets emotional, because that's number one, it's the love of a son for her mother and the love for a mother for her son, and it's very heartwarming. So if you can text message her and ask her if she wants to click on that link again and come back, usually that's corrected, and that the audio will come back if she just clicks on that link and comes back. All right, so Sabrina, I'm going to show a couple of comments here. Oh, it sounds like Sabrina says that we're trying to get her back. Oh, her phone died. Okay, that's what happened. All right. Well, if she can plug into her phone, that's cool. If not, I'll fly Han Solo a little bit here, and we'll talk a little bit about her information. So Sheila Hernandez put in here some thoughts of love and some emotions of love. I want to bring that up because here we go. All right, no, I I thought I was bringing up another comment. My apologies. All right. So I want to bring up her information. If you haven't found her on TikTok already, her TikTok handle right here is Georgene Palacio 13. Her phone, her name that she goes by right now is Georgene, and she's going by her maiden name right now. And right now you can find her not only on TikTok, but you can call this number if you've thought about becoming a living kidney donor. All right. Her hospital information is right here. utclivingdonor.com is the website. And the phone number here is 210-567-5777. Georgene Ramos. And if you call this number, you can always ask questions. The transplant coordinator will answer your questions. If they don't answer right away, leave a voicemail message. All right, it's a hospital, right? They get busy. And if they don't answer right away, leave a voicemail message. And if they don't call you back, call again. and act like you really care and that you're not, because sometimes they get busy. And if you keep on calling, then they'll get the point that you really want to become a living kidney donor for this person. And again, if you haven't watched the show, okay, earlier when she gets emotional, please watch that scene because it's heartwarming. And any living kidney donor who has a chance to watch that scene where she's emotional would be inspired to become a living kidney donor for her. And so please share this. All right. Please share this so that anybody who hasn't yet watched this show, this interview, can feel just as inspired as we have when we watched that emotional scene when she talks about how her youngest Ivan is watching and she expresses her love for Ivan, and Ivan puts in comments how he loves his mom. So all right, you guys, we're about to end the show, all right? But I want to say, please don't be stingy, all right? Please smash that share button, all right? Drop it like a hammer and smash that share button so that we can get this information out there. All right, again, if you're new to my YouTube channel, this is the Warriors Quest show, and I interview kidney warriors, chronic disease warriors, people with lupus, people with sickle cell, people who are looking for a living kidney donor. All right. Hey, we got her back. We got her back. Guess who's back? Jack. Here we go. Here she is. All right.
Jared, I'm back.
Here we are. Here we are. All
Yeah,
right. We got you back.
sorry.
No worries.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
we got you back. All right. So I was just showing your information one more time. And basically I was basically just sharing your information with your hospital phone number, the hospital website, and encouraging people to watch the scene, all right, to replay when you're talking about Ivan and when Ivan's commenting about you, because if anybody watches that scene in this interview and they are healthy, and if they're healthy and they're willing, okay, and they feel inspired and they act on inspiration, there's no way that anybody who's healthy and willing and doesn't get inspired needs to get a pulse check, because that scene, it was so heartwarming when you're talking about Ivan and Ivan's talking about you in the comments section. And please, it was very touching, very heartwarming, and I'm just asking everybody to please share this so they can see that scene. One of the most heartwarming scenes in any interview I've ever done, honestly. Anyway, so Georgene, before
I'm sentimental about my kids. I'm just one of those.
I
just, and I have my daughter too, and I don't know if she was able to hear, but I wanted to tell her hi. Hi Rhea, and I love you. I love the grandbabies. I know she's out there watching, and yeah, like I said, my children and my grandchildren, they're the air that I breathe.
We've got Estella watching. Who is Estella to you?
Stella is that is my that's Brianna and
okay.
Tabby's grandmother. Yeah.
All right, right on.
That's my army right there.
All right, this is a big army. I love it.
Yeah, this is my support group, and I'm thankful for them in every way possible. Because without them, really, I probably wouldn't have the motivation to do anything. It's just the little things that they do for me, and even if it's checking up on me, throughout the day, like, hey, how you doing? Need anything? Those little things, they mean a lot. And I love them and I adore them and I thank them so much, for just being there, all the time, and I couldn't ask for better people in my life.
Awesome. Family is everything, God, family, and spouses, and girl, and boyfriend, girlfriends, or whatever. But in that order, really, obviously God first, but family
first,
comes.
family.
Yeah, family is second, and family is so important. And I'm so happy that you've got
Absolutely.
such a such a great army, surrounding you. That's awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a shout out time. We we love us some Georgene. Yes, I love it. That's awesome.
I
Um,
love you too.
awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you shout out people. People whom you want to shout out, say thanks to, give tribute to, whatever, give love to, whatever. But before I do that, just one small request that I have, and I want to make sure you're okay with it. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is what I'd like to do, with your permission, is I'd like to splice um, one or two parts of this video and put it on TikTok. I want to put that short, scene where you get emotional and where you're
Okay.
talking about Ivan. I wouldn't do that
Sure.
without your permission, but if
No,
you're
no, no.
okay with that,
I'm
um,
okay with it. If I think Ivan's gonna would be okay with it too.
okay. I just think that, again, if anybody's who's a healthy, willing, living kid, potential living donor, if they watch that, I really feel as though that can inspire them and help them feel as if they've got to do something great for a mother, and I think that would be something great. But anyway, I'm gonna put us. I'm gonna set us in the screen. Hold on, we're gonna play musical chairs a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to change our positions here. Okay. And now I'm changing us. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to be on this side. There we go. All right, musical chairs. That didn't hurt, right? Here we go.
No.
All right, so here we go. Shout out time. And for the shout out time, I don't want to overlap you, so I wanted to put me on this side. So,
Okay.
oh my gosh, how embarrassing! I'm actually wearing the same T-shirt today. That's funny. So that's funny. So shout out time. Whom would you like to shout out right now, Georgene?
Oh gosh, who do I start from alphabetical order here? Let's see. Shout out to my daughter and my son, Ivan and Rayanne, my grandbabies. I love you. Oh, without getting emotional again, I love you more than life itself.
And there's nothing wrong with getting emotional. Love is a natural emotion, and if there's anything that I've ever said to anybody whom I've interviewed, is just be real, be authentic.
My
And if
baby,
this
my mom, just for always being there for me, even at her age at 72. She helps me out with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I always, kind of jokingly, I tell my mom, if anybody hasn't told you anytime soon, you're doing a great job, mom. I love you. Thank you for everything you do for me. I want to say thank you to my best friend, who's like a sister to me, my friend Thelma, my best friend Thelma. Thank you for being there for me as well. At my lowest points and at my highest points, she's always there by my side. And with
Wow.
that being said, her two girls, Brianna and Sabi, and her son Xavier, they're always there as well. As a matter of fact, Brianna and Thelma are here helping me. They're my tech people right now. That's why I got back on, because I'm not so tech savvy myself. But they help me, and they're always there for me. They support me through thick and thin. Um, it's just kind of hard right now because I'm just kind of overwhelmed. But um, to all my friends on Facebook, thank you so much for sharing my story every time I post. Um, that support means so much to me. Like I said, I know that a lot of people are not physically able to help me, but just sharing my story is enough, and that's really all I can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot of people that I can't even think because I think because I'm being kind of being put on the spot, but just if I don't mention anybody when I should be mentioning somebody, please just blame it on my head and not on my heart because I'm just kind of like what
You can always blame it on
but
brain fog, right?
that's what it is. That's what it is. But just thank you, just really everybody who's crossed my path. I genuinely do love you guys, and I thank you all for your support as always. Just kind of thank you for sticking by me, through all these years, and especially these past 3 years. It's been kind of rough, but um, it's been good having them, on my side, supporting me.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on the Warriors Quest show and giving me an
Thank you for having
opportunity
me.
to. You're welcome, man. It's been my pleasure, and I'm so glad we did this. I'm glad that we got your information out there. I'll put it up one more time, and that we've got, we're making sure that your voice is heard, and that's so important because
Thank
one of
you.
the you're so welcome because one of the things that I always want to do is make the invisible feel visible. And
And
with
thank you for doing that because, a lot of the times, like I said before, doctors make it seem so easy.
it's not.
You just gotta find a donor, and I usually the best way for me to describe it is imagine being in a dark room and somebody opens that door and it's just a little bit of light coming in and they're telling you this is what you got to do, and then they just shut the door on you and you're kind of left in the dark like, well, how am I going to do this? Where do I begin? Help. How do I find help for
Hmm.
this? Um and like I said, it's finding a living donor is just, it's such a like a I feel like it's such a hard thing to do because it's such a personal thing to ask. And like, like I said before, not everybody can help, so there have been times where I felt so discouraged, and I say, I think to myself like, I don't even know if I can do this. How am I going to do this? And I just keep telling myself, because then just got to keep searching and finding and keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because at the end of the day, it's like I said in the beginning, I'm my own advocate. I have to fight
Hmm.
for this. I have to keep moving. I have to do it.
Well, you've certainly shown more than once during this interview that you do it out of love, and that you've got a lot of a tremendous amount of love for your family
Thank you.
and for
I
your
do.
your best friend. And so um, I I'm in your corner. I know Jeremy is in your corner, and many other people that are
Thank you,
watching
Jeremy.
tonight.
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah. So we've got the hashtag Kidney for Georgene. Please continue to share this, and let's continue to get her voice heard, okay? Because I want to make sure that we get this out to as many people as possible. It's my prayer. So thank you for coming on again, Georgene, and
Thank you.
um, I'll continue to share this. And anybody, by the way, who would like to help me boost this on YouTube, I accept donations, but the donations, even though I receive them, I directly boost the YouTube video. And I've done that for another guest, and the guest received 6,000 views. And so, there is a chance where if you donated to me, I will not keep the money myself, and I'll directly donate to helping this video get seen and make sure it's the most visible video that we can make it, because your story needs to be out there, and I want to get it heard.
Yes, I'd
So,
like for my story to be out there because, it's like I said, I'm fighting. I'm fighting, and that's all I really can do right now is, I can only do so much. TikTok can only take me so far. Facebook can only take me so far, as well as Instagram. So, um, any help is appreciated. You know.
amen to that. Well, I'll continue to pray for you, and I will
Thank
continue to, get your information and send it out and share it and do what I can to keep this video alive as much as possible. Okay.
thank you.
And again, I'm so excited. that I can, take bits of this interview and put it on TikTok. I'll splice it, cut it up, and just share little
Absolutely.
short ones. Yeah. All right. So here we
Absolutely.
go. We got some more comments here. So thank you. Where can we donate, Jared? So where you can donate again is from this information right that I've been showing. It's utclivingdonor.com, or you can call the transplant hospital directly at 210-567-5777. That's the transplant hospital information. We've got some more comments here. And thank you. The more comments means the more this is going to be visible. All right, here we go. Here's one here. Georgene, I need to get some buttons and stuff from you to spread around here. All right, I like that. Spread
Thank you.
awareness that way. Yeah. And then we've got Jeremy with another comment, I think, here. Hold on. Okay. He says perseverance. We need to keep on keeping on. Arlisha.
I even have a button on right now that I don't
Oh,
know.
awesome. All
I don't know
right.
if anybody has seen it, but I try to wear it on my mask. It says
Yeah.
I
Okay. All right. I
yeah,
did see that. It's in your. It's in one of your TikTok videos. You're right.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And I always
All
try to
right.
wear it, every time I go anywhere, and it's kind of already wearing out. So it keeps unhooking itself on the mask.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think
Gotcha.
it's already got some wear and tear on it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
try to wear it out as much as I can.
Okay. Well, so I misunderstood it when Jeremy was asking about where to donate. He was asking where to
Oh,
donate to me so I can boost the video. So I apologize. Yeah. Let me share that. Let's see. It's on my. I've got a button down here. Hold on. All right, here we go. There we go. So, if you would like to donate to the Warriors Quest show, just please go to you go to my Cash App. It's $ JAB471. And again, I don't keep the donation, although I receive it. I directly use a website to boost this YouTube channel. And so, as God is my witness, I don't make any money doing this. This is all volunteer work. And if you do send me a donation, it's not for me; it's for her, and I'll boost this video. So again, to boost this video, it's my Cash App, and then I'll use that money and send it to another website where I can boost this video. So there we go. That's where you can donate to boost this video. And it could
and
be as
thank you so
simple.
much in advance for anybody
Yeah.
who donates. I
Mm-hmm.
We're never enough to you know show the thankfulness that I have for the support, and these are coming from people that I don't know, but there's already a bond that's already formed
Absolutely.
there. Like I said, there's just no words, but right now is like all I can say is just thank you for the support in every way possible.
A lot of love tonight. And I like that. I like that a lot because love can actually make changes. We can make big
Yes,
changes with love. So thank you for coming on again, and God bless you. All right, and
thank you.
you're welcome. I'm so glad we did this, and I'll if I do get any donations, I'll let you know about it, and I'll let you know so you can watch you can
Okay,
monitor and track the YouTube views and stuff when that happens. Okay.
okay, sounds good.
All right. God bless. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, you guys. So we've heard from a beautiful guest, Georgene. Such a big heart, so much love that she has for her family, for her son, and she's battling every day. Whether it's kidney warriors. Okay, I have so much respect and admiration for you. I do want to help as many chronic disease warriors as possible, but there is a certain bond that I have with kidney warriors because of my sister-in-law, and currently I have an uncle, all right, who also is on dialysis. I don't talk about that often enough. I need to speak more about that, but my uncle Roy, his name is Roy Cordingly. You find him on TikTok. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook, but my uncle is on dialysis. His name is Roy Cordingly. So because of family members that I have, I somewhat navigate to that, and this is why I started advocating for people is because of kidney disease. But anyway, thank you so much for watching tonight. Please, if you know somebody who could get just as inspired, okay, as emotional as I've gotten, and Jeremy and other people that have watched tonight's show, please share this. All right. You never know who might be inspired and act on inspiration to do something. So please don't be stingy. All right. Share this, please. All right. I appreciate and love all of you for doing what you do to help me do this, because without you, I can't share this and I can't do interviews. And so I'm very, very appreciative of your following, your support, your encouragement, and everything. So thank you so much. I, man, thanks Jeremy, thanks Arlisha Robinson, thank you for all of her family, all of Georgene's family, for sharing, for commenting, for Steve Belcher, for, I know I'm forgetting some, Kathy Mullen, Lisa Baxter, Jonathan Traylor. If I've forgotten anybody, I apologize in advance, but please know I appreciate, love you. Thank you so much. Peace. I'm out. All right. All right, we've got another comment. I love the comments. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Love doing this. There's so much passion because of what this can do. I know we can help, Georgene. I know it. So please act on inspiration and find this phone number right here. All right, the phone number. I'm going to show it one more time for the transplant hospital. All right, it's right here for Georgene. Okay, it's utclivingdonor.com, and the hospital number is 210-567-5777. Have you called it yet? Have you called that number already? If you haven't, dial it. All right, dial this phone number. Dial it, hand it to somebody who, text it to somebody. Forward the information to someone. If it's not the phone number, forward someone the link to this YouTube interview. All right, peace. I'm out. Where's that outro? All right, I know it's in here. I think I may have put it somewhere. Oh, no, that's my duct tape. Oh, where'd it go? All right, there it is. Outro!
Ooh, like LeBron though, or like Lonzo. Ooh, I'm a baller, yeah, shot caller, yeah. They love me, you can't touch me, nah, can't trust me. I'm too lucky. Look at me, look at you, what you see, what you do. Baby, please think it through, drink it up, enjoy the view. MVP on my crew, Nike on my shoes. Might be sipping booze, slightly feeling loose. If I want it, then I have it.